rocking with
Ghetto Report.
Ghetto Report.
Ghetto Report.
Ghetto Report.
Ghetto Report Podcast.
Okay, was that after a certain incident you left the group?
That was after the incident that we had at the Fleet Center.
Okay.
With Ruff Riders.
Ruff Riders.
Right.
Okay, so
And there's a lot of, there's so many stories about that shit, and it's crazy because the Locks have talked about it. DMX, God rest his soul. I don't know if he talked about it or the D or D Block or whatever, but nobody never just tells the real fucking story. One thing about, and that's why I don't do podcasts, man, because niggas get on these podcasts and they paint these pictures to look a certain way instead of just saying what the fuck it was, like what it really was. And I just don't get it, man.
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay, let me ask you this. I was gonna get to that later, but we here now. So, the Fleet Center. What was that? April 4th?
I think that was in
April.
Yeah, that was somewhere April or some shit like that.
Something
March.
like that. And y'all get into it with Ruff Riders.
Mm-hmm.
Was that brewing before you got to the actual Boston stop?
Nope.
It wasn't brewing.
Nope, because if you remember, I had designed all of the clothes that they wore on their Money, Power, Respect album. If you look on that album cover, that's all Antonio Sardi leatherwear.
You designed it.
Yeah, everything. I designed shit for their dogs. I had just finished making DMX some doggy wear. I made Eve some doggy wear, the leather shit with the leather raid vest with the hood for the dog, like with the pockets on the side so the dogs can carry shit. Like, so I was in New York fucking with the Locks, chilling with Styles and all them, smoking weed and everything.
Yeah.
And then on tour, we was cool on tour. It was no issue.
Yeah.
The issue came in Boston. The issue came and how it started. I'm going to tell you, and again, man, this is how it started. I don't know why niggas tell other stories for what fucking reason, but this is how that beef started. I was there.
Yeah.
Me and Benzino and Queen Pen were sitting watching the show. I think people were rehearsing or whatever. Mm-hmm. She was sitting between me and him, right? With the stage is that way. We're just chilling. And then we got our niggas spread out.
Yeah.
Sitting here, a few niggas over there, a few niggas over, but they all spread out. She dipped off to go to the bathroom or wherever she went. She dipped off. She came back. Her seat was still there. She wiggled into her seat, sat between me and him, and said to him, DMX want to holler at you. What do you want to holler at me for? I don't know. He want to holler at you. He wanted to holler at Ray.
Uh-huh.
She didn't say he want to holler at all y'all. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. So he hopped up and he said, yo, DMX want to holler at niggas. And so, once niggas heard that, niggas' antennas go up like, what? Huh? Who? Where? When? Okay, what? So at that time, we all posse'd up. We go back there. So when you posse up and you go back there in the way we carried ourselves, we looked menacing. Yeah, we looked like we were back here to find out what's what. You sent for us.
Yeah.
We're here now. So we get back there. DMX doesn't come out his dressing room. He never came out. Even when the beef and all of that, he never came out.
Yeah. I heard that too.
God rest his soul. I'm not trying to talk bad about that man, and he's not here to refute it or whatever, but he was here long enough to speak upon it in the real way. And I wouldn't, and even if he was here, I wouldn't talk about it in a way where I'm trying to play him or whatever.
Right.
Whether it's playing him or not playing him, he sent for us, according to her.
Yeah.
And when we got back there, let me go back. He didn't send for us. And maybe that's why he didn't come out, because he probably was like, I didn't send for all of them.
Yeah. I sent for one
Ray.
person. Yeah.
But Ray shows up with an entourage. So maybe that's why he didn't come out. But we'll never know that. But he didn't come out. The Locks came out. And
the same dressing room or their own dressing room.
I can't even validate that.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. But if anything, they were right beside each other. It wasn't like they came from way down yonder, you know what I mean? But they came out. And Styles was like the first one to be like, yo, what's up? we were on the front line, me, Ray, and a couple of our other front line dudes, and he's like, yo, what's up? What's all this? What's the problem? DMX said he wanted to holler at niggas, blah, 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 blah. All of that's going on. Now, you got niggas in the background that's ready for action.
Yeah.
You always got niggas in the background ready for action when you got an entourage. That's the price you pay when you roll with a bunch of niggas. You can't control everybody. So somebody on our side throws something over the top. It hit one of them. They throw it back. And then the melee starts.
Yeah.
So one of their niggas came through with a bag of knives. He was giving out knives and shit. We're beefing this whole time. And we giving them the business with our bare hands, because that's what we was about. We giving them the business. I got stabbed that night. I got stabbed 3 times. And I didn't even know I got stabbed. I got stabbed in the back. So clearly somebody behind me. And in the melee, you get turned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's a up and up.
Yeah.
So anything could happen.
Yeah.
So I got stabbed 3 times. After everything cleared out, my main man, YG, was he was like, yo, you're bleeding. And I could feel my shirt sticking to my skin.
Yeah.
So I put my hand back there, I see the blood. Now I start getting a little weak. He tells me, sit down. I sit down. Take me to the hospital. I get to the hospital. The police are telling me, you're gonna die. Tell us who did it. Those games I don't play.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to no police on my deathbed. I'm not talking to no police because I got stabbed, because I got shot, or none of that. Like, that's the life I was living. That shit comes with that.
Yeah.
So when that comes with that, I'm not gonna now. And I didn't know who fucking did it any fucking way. I got stabbed in my back, and this is what I'm telling them. Like, listen, I don't got nothing to say to y'all. So my daughter, who's 13 at the time, she's trying to get to me to, she's crying. She's like, oh, my daddy, and telling her to get back. They're telling her, your father's gonna die. So I'm telling them, stop telling my daughter that, and if I'm gonna die, then let me talk to my daughter, and y'all can get the fuck out of here. Because there's nothing I got to tell y'all. And so she came, when she got up to the side of the bed, they had me with the shit strapped so I couldn't turn my head and shit like that. And she got right here, and she was like crying profusely. And this is my oldest daughter, my baby girl. And she was like, Daddy, all your friends are out there. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you gonna die? You're gonna die, Daddy. And what about me? And I had just had her little sister. And she was like, what about me and Mama and that? And Mama, that's what we call her. What about me and her? And I said to her, I said, what, Jakia? What, you want me to leave the... And before I could say group, she knew what I was going to say. Because I said, you want me to leave the group? And she just was like, yeah, like, fuck that. Fuck all of that. And she didn't say fuck that, but she was like shaking her head like, yes, that's what I want to say. And so when I got out the hospital, I felt like, this shit is dumb. This is just too much shit. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of the unnecessary fuckery. I want to make money.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be talented and be doing shit and fuck off my whole chance of making money by just constantly doing fuck shit. You know what I mean? And so when I got out the hospital, I got home and I reevaluated everything. And Ray was he had went to jail shortly thereafter that for something else. And I told him, I said, when you get out, it's a wrap. I'm done. I'm done with this.
I'm caught up in this fast life. Every morning that I pray,